Hey everybody, and welcome back to Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack-O-Lantern still like Jackson, Zool's directly on the floor. Today's going to be a good one. It's going to be a nice simple one. It's basically revisiting one of our other ones, but an easier way to do it. Now you are going to need like either a waffle press or a panini press, or you can just use two cast iron skillets. But this is going to be great. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe to all the YouTube stuff. Ring the little bell down in that corner. Get notifications when we do this as close to Tuesdays and Fridays as possible. This one's running late. I have tornadoes coming up outside, and I had funerals the last 2 days, so I apologize for this one running late. Also, merch down in that corner. It's down in the doobly-doo. We got all kind of stuff. Small business. We very much appreciate it. Let's do this before the tornado gets us. Okay? Alright, this one's relatively simple, especially you're going to need the press thing. But you're going to need some beef strips, some cheese, or whatever you're looking for. The beef is your big expenditure, but you can tell here I was able to get it at HEB for like $5, almost $6. So that's really helpful. Use one of the seasoning things here. The chili garlic is really good. The smoky chipotle stuff is also very good. Just pick one of those. I'm going to use oil instead of water with the marinades. So that's the thing. You're going to need a plastic baggie for that, or a bowl that you can seal or something. You're going to need some flour tortillas. I can try it with corn, but I've never tried it because we're basically toasting it inside of a panini press. And then you want to dress it with some, I prefer the Hernandez salsa stuff, or just some straight hot sauce. Louisiana hot sauce is fine. You can also add some like green chilies. It's up to you. I'm not a big fan of those just because it superheats them, and when they're pickled they taste a little weird. So first things first, get your marinade stuff, and we're going to put it in our little Ziploc baggie, or sealable, resealable plastic bag that's not name brand affiliated because we're not sponsored with them. Go ahead and put that whole thing in there. Now the marinades themselves say to use like half a cup of water. Not a big fan of that. I like using the oil. To me, it just feels like it sticks to the meat a little bit better and doesn't cook off in the skillet. So you're going to use a little bit of this, maybe a tablespoon and a half. If it's still too dry, you can add some more later. So you want to go ahead and put that in there, make sure it's sealed, and then mix it by hand. Okay. So that, yeah, make sure it's all red and blue, or well, no, what is it? Blue and yellow make green seal. Yeah. I'd make a purple seal. That'd be cool. Red and blue make purple seal. So go ahead and mix this up. Make sure there's not any little dry spots in it. Like I said, if it's still too dry, way too gritty, like it's not breaking down in the oil, go ahead and add a little bit more. That's completely fine. All right, so get it in there. Just go ahead and put the meat itself directly in the damn thing. Now, one of the longest parts of this is having to mix the meat in a smaller bag. Like I got a small Ziploc bag here. Barely fits the meat and the marinade, so getting it mixed up is going to take a little while. So go ahead and get that, sealed up. Try to get some of the air out. I didn't do that, so it's going to be a little bit of a mess. And then just toss it by hand. If you see all the air in it that I'm talking about there, go ahead and, go ahead and squeeze it, get a little bit more of the air out, seal it back up. So you're going to, after you get it mixed and covered everything else, you want about 24 hours in the fridge, let it sit and marinate. I think I lit mine for 48 just because I had other food to cook and other things to do. So once it's been been marinated, go ahead and pull it out. Like when it was marinating, every now and then when I was dipping it in the fridge, I'd take it and flip it around a little bit so it wouldn't seal. But go ahead and put it out. Get you a medium-sized pan. We're going to put it on medium. I think I put it at about a 5 to 6 on a scale of 9. And I'm looking for my grease. I'm not trying to cook my hand, I swear. So I'm using just a little bit more of our olive oil stuff here. Just a little bit of pan lube. Just a dollop in there to get it started. Because once the beef starts cooking, a lot of the water and stuff comes out, and it takes a lot of that. So don't worry about it too much. I do it mostly just because this pan is not non-stick. So I go ahead and put the oil in it. If you have a non-stick one, it should be fine without it. So you're going to go ahead and spin this around, put the meat down on the metal, because that's all that's there. And you want to cook all the pink out of it. Now the marinade takes up a lot of that color. So I like mine a little bit rarer. So I did mine for 8 to 10 minutes. And then like the most you want to do is anywhere between 13 and 15. You don't want to overcook the damn thing. Also, the marinades are nice, but if you need a little more flavor to it, just add a little salt. I use a little bit of this mesquite salt. I can pick it up at like Hobby Lobby or some freaking place, but yeah, just a little bit of salt while you're cooking and it's good. This was 10 minutes in, they're nice and cooked all over. There's no pink that you see. You can take them, pull them apart and check the inside if you want. That's fine. Just get you a nice fancy bowl, which I got this bowl. I got a set of those at Ross for like $7. Talk about living between paychecks, man. Go over there and get the cheap kitchen stuff. So go ahead and pull that out. Now there's still thick marinade cooking in there amongst the oil. You can take that, scrape that off. and put it in with your meat when you're cooking it, just for a little extra flavor, but that's you. So this is my waffle maker slash panini maker. You can see it's got the waffle plates in it. These plates swap out. Now you can go ahead and get one of these. If you don't have one already, that's fine. Like I said, I was given this by my friends. I very much appreciate it. Be sure to wipe them down. Those are a little dirty. So or you can just put it in a skillet on medium-low, butter the pan, put them in there, and then put something heavy on top. Usually everybody talks about putting a cast iron skillet on top, and it'll kind of smush it down a little bit and help it, like what the panini press does itself. So it's up to you. So we're going to put a little bit of butter, just a little bit of pat there, and we're going to get our flour tortillas and put it on top of those. We're building it inside the panini maker thing here. Once you start doing this, it's going to be warmer, so be very careful. So don't burn your hands. And then layer of cheese, just a little bit here, because we're going to put meat and then a lot more cheese on top of it. So quesadilla, it's the important part, is the cheese part. So go ahead and take that, put that on top of there. Get your beef, get your tongs, give them a test click, click, click. Go ahead and put them on here. Now I just single layer them, and I kind of keep them somewhat straight instead of overlapping, so as I don't want to pierce the proverbial toast here. I don't want to pierce the tortilla. So I give them a single layer there, more cheese, just mess them up with cheese. Now the cheese, especially if it's got the white cheeses or a sharp cheddar on it, it's going to have grease. So you got to be careful underneath this, because it might leak out. Okay, especially you got butter and you got cheese in there, it's going to happen. So if you got a skillet and you're doing it the skillet way, it's not so bad. So I'm going to go ahead and put these tortillas on top. Yes, they overlap. I'll show you how to fix that with some kitchen shears later, but it helps to fit into the press. Another single little pat. Now you can take this, somebody told me you can take and just butter the top of the tortilla, but again, I end up tearing it because I don't know how to handle the tortilla properly. And two, that takes more time. If I can just put it in here, it's going to heat it. Now take it, it's going to mash the living bejeebus out of it and latch. Now mine doesn't have an on-off switch, it's just got a plug. Just plug the damn thing in and it's on. So I'm going to do that. And I think I try to do these between 6 and 8 minutes. Basically, we're just toasting, we're melting the cheese, and we're toasting the tortillas and sealing that shut. It's going to be a little warm. You're going to start hearing it sizzle at about 3 to 4 minutes. Pick it up. It's just the butter and the cheese grease getting to the metal and starting to do that. So don't worry about it too much, okay? Just keep that sealed up until everything starts getting toasted on top. Like I said, I think this took about 6 minutes. This is on the light side. You can see where it's only toasted real good on one side because the heating element had only started heating from the middle. You can go a little further. Now I use my tongs here. Now if you listen carefully, that plate just broke on my foot. Okay, that hurt. So yeah, easiest way to do this is fold one over the other. Grab hold of it with the tongs because that's hot. Get it to a plate, and then now that they're separated, you got another one started. Go ahead and take this, get your kitchen shears or the sewing shears that don't sew anymore, and go ahead and just cut it across the lines because the panini press makes these into little perfect triangles, which is great, especially if you got a kid that's trying to grab stuff by hand or whatever. It seems to help. But just, you know, you can leave it whole. That's fine. I prefer to cut them because A, it's visually appealing, and B, it's easier to dip into my salsa stuff. So yeah, there you have it. One of the easiest way to do it, as long as you got one of these things. I think it was like 15 to 20 bucks for the little panini press, but that's what I used to make my waffles and the panini stuff. It's got another plate set somewhere, but I don't know what they were, so I never used them. Like I said, I just addressed this one straight with the salsa stuff that I got, the Hernandez stuff or Hernandez, what is it? Yeah, Herdes, whatever how you pronounce it. But this is amazing. Like it's super simple. It's easier than having to watch them singly in the on the stovetop in a skillet, whatever. Just being able to throw it in there. I wish I had an on-off or a timer on the thing where I didn't have to just sit and hover over it. But it works so well. You got to try this out. If you got any other cheats or tips or hacks on how to do like a quesadilla or any kind of food, let us know. Like, please tell me if you tried this. Okay, there you have it, folks. It worked out really well. Again, you gotta have one of these presses. My friends got it for me for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, check that out. Or like I said, you just put it in a skillet, put another heavy skillet on top of it, and mash the bejeebles out of it. But to do the panini thing, that's how this works. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. I've already told you all that kind of stuff. I'm running out of battery. The tornadoes are outside still. So be sure to let us know down in the comments if we should revisit this, try it a different way. Also, let us know on social media. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon, with all those that live in between Paycheck's Kitchen. We're also at Live in Between over at Instagram. I had to short it down over there. Me and Oswald Nerdy, I'm all of those, and I'm going to go seek shelter. Y'all be safe. See you later. Ooh, oh, I'm cooking in a storm.